Hi guys, so this is all new to me, not the world of plants but the world of YouTube, and what I wanted to do was just sort of create a channel to keep a diary of how my plants are getting on, how they're progressing, share tips that I pick up along the way because I am fairly new to these type of plants, the nepenthes, and give advice if I can, or we'll learn together as we go along. I've only been collecting pitcher plants for a couple of years now. As you can see, it has spiraled quite quickly, and this is my main tent in the room. I don't have much area to keep these plants, but I think I do pretty good with the area I have got. So this is the big tent. I have got a smaller tent next to it, and that's where I keep most of my seedlings and a couple of other bits, but this is the main tent. This has got most of the plants in. So I just wanted to do a little video of the tent because at the moment there's quite a few really nice pictures in here, and we're getting some nice leaf jumps, and the plants in general are looking really good. There's one or two that have the odd leaf that's looking pretty bad, and some have had mite issues and so on, but let's have a quick look round. I will apologize in advance because I'm not a natural at speaking, and I'm not a natural with saying the names of these nepenthes, so you'll just have to bear with me, laugh at my pronunciation and my speech, and yeah, well, hopefully you enjoy the tent, even if my commentary and my annihilation of these beautiful plant names does happen. So this is a particularly good one to open the tent to. It is really nice. We open straight into this every day, and it is really nice to see. This is a Veitchii cross Lowii cross Rocantlii, and that popped about a week ago. So it's just started, the peristome's just starting to fold back, and it's looking really nice there. We have a couple of orchids hanging in here. I do have a lot of orchids, but most of them are kept in another room, just on windowsills. We have a little Bellii just here, and an Albomarginata green. I do have all three. You'll see the other two in a minute, but this is the smallest one out of the three. We've got Clippiata, a couple of bicals, the big one at the back, which is leaf jumping really nice, and this one here, which for some reason has put on a really small picture, but that happens every now and again. I don't know if it's a shift in humidity. It could be that I've had the tent open for a long time on one day because I've done a big watering. I don't know. I think they can just do that. I'm someone who panics about my collection. If there's a leaf that don't look quite right and it's yellowing too early, I panic. But I'm starting to learn that actually these guys are pretty robust, and they are a bit forgiving. So let's get some more in. So this is the Glabrata. This is a cut-in from Tom's Carnivores. Got a maximum wave in the back there. A Sibuyanensis cross Merelliana. Now this is my second one of these because I had another and it just didn't seem to do very well. I have still got it, it's on the next shelf, but I found that the Merelliana obviously has quite an influence because they seem to love the heat. Now what I should explain with my tent is I've got the Mars Hydro light at the top there, but I've also got lights under every shelf there, so naturally we get quite a high temperature in the day, but the heat does rise up to the top. So this top area here gets up to around, at the moment, 26 to 28 degrees in the day, and then drops down to about 17, 18 at night, with the bottom reaching usually about 24 in the day at max, and then it goes down to about 17, maybe sometimes 16 at night. I don't heat, I don't cool, it's all done by the natural drop when the lights go off. And it is just kept in my spare room, so they do get a little bit of a season. I know where they're from naturally, they sort of don't, but well, everything gets a season, but not to the extent that obviously I'm giving it. But they all seem to be doing okay. We have got a Veitchii here. This is the Barrio 3734 from Borneo Exotics. This is quite a big plant, and it has sent up a couple of big basils now coming out the bottom there. I know it's what people say is plain, but to me that is every bit as good as a striped one. Shape is just as important, and I think this one has a really good shape. So we have got a Babigii at the back here. Babigii, I think everyone says it different, but that's this plant up the top of this big one. So this is what I mean about leaves. Like, this is not the bottom leaf, and so I look at that and I go, oh, what's wrong with the plant? But actually the growth tip looks really good, and I have, you know, the light at the top has had an upgrade in the last 6 months from being a T5 to a Mars Hydro, which is more powerful. Admittedly, it's only running at 75%. However, you know, that should make a difference. So it could be a number of things, but the actual plant itself is looking healthy. It's put on a picture here. That's the maximum dark this plant is, and it's a cut-in. So, you know, I think I need to stop panicking. But because I am only 2 years into this, I panic at everything. We have got here a Maxima Crossvogelii. This is, I just love the colour of that. It's quite different to a lot of the other pictures in my collection, so it's a nice contrast. We have another burb at the back there. I won't turn it round. We've got the Ampullaria Green. This is quite a nice plant. It is just starting to make its sort of basal rosette of pictures at the bottom there, which is quite nice. What else? We've got a massive Babigii Veitchii, or is it the reverse? No, it's Burb Cross Veitchii at the back here. I do apologise for my camera skills, but everything in this tent, as you can imagine, there's quite a lot of plants and they all cross over each other, so it's quite hard to get to sometimes. Up the top here, this is a Veitchii from I think it's Christian Klein, this one, Candy Cross Candy, and we have had a massive couple of leaf jumps on this. This leaf at the back here, that is huge from the basil, and probably twice, if not more than twice the size of the previous one. I need to say I only started fertilising my plants 3 months ago, and I have seen a massive difference with regards to leaf jumps. I was getting the occasional one, but I mean, got a massive leaf jump there on that, and you'll see as we go along there's some more as well. We have got up here, you know, everyone needs a ventrata in their collection. I know people say they're a boring garden centre species, hybrid, but you know, they do produce some nice pictures. All right, we've got in here, we've got Mammoth. Now this is a really nice one. This is the oldest picture, so it's going over a little bit now, but we have got a couple more on, and this one is just starting to swell. We've got I think this is Bird Platy, or the reverse. No, it is a Bird Platy. Just sat there. It's actually from the plant behind. It's sitting in the pot of this one, which is a Mollusk Cross Veitchii. That is a very old picture, but I mean, still stunning even at that size. But I'll show you the new one that has opened a couple of days ago, and I mean, how can you not love that? I mean, look at that. That's before it's obviously the peristoma's bent back, but it's beautiful at that age, and then it starts to get older and bronze up, and it just stays beautiful the whole time. So really happy with that. My first ever flower. This is off of a Spathulata Cross Jacquelineae from Exotica Plants. That was a cut-in. I know it's a male before it even flowered, but obviously the flowers have confirmed it now as well. This is a massive undulatifolia. So this is nearly 6 foot tall now, and it actually goes all the way down to the pot there, where it's got a basil just coming. We'll move on to the second shelf. A few Veitchii 3734s in the back there. They had a problem with mites, but now, as you can see, this is what I'm talking about with the leaf jumps. We're getting leaf jumps like that and like that, and this has all been since I've started feeding. Now, my feeding regime, I mix Maxi 16 16 16 to I dilute it down to a strength of around 100 ppm. I know some people do it a lot stronger than that, but to me, I would rather underdo it than overdo it. And so I do that once every month, and I just give them a watering, like I water it directly into their pots, and I do that, you know, like I say, once a month, and then, you know, when you then water it again, it washes it through. Here's the Albo Marginata Red, a lot bigger plant, really nice, this one. Now, a lot of the reds that I see, the peristome is really red. On this one, this is an older picture, well, yeah, older one now. It's only just starting to go red. They stay green for ages. I don't know if we can get you through here. There we go. So it gets that beautiful green peristome, which really contrasts the white margin it has. And yeah, really like that. We then have the grey in the corner. I know some people don't like the greys, but I like all three actually. We have got some of the Borneo exotic, what, you know, technically the cross Leviathan that Jeremiah made, because it is Raja cross peltata, but it's obviously not used those same parents. And there is massive variation between, I've got 3 there and 1 at the back, and the variation is just ridiculous. So this is my other Sibuyanensis cross Merelliana. So this one, you can see it's that sort of shape, and this is the one that I said I bought first. I've had this about 2 years and it's just not grown in size, but I've moved it up and it actually looks a lot happier already because it's warmer up the top. But this is actually meant to be the same clone, I believe, but looks very different. Again, I will apologise for my poor camera skills and my poor vocabulary. There you go, see. But I you know, I want to share the collection. I want to keep a diary on how it's getting on. Here we go with another massive leaf jump. I mean, look, we've gone from that to that, and then most of the plants in here, little undulatifolia here, couple of seed grown sibs, the Leonardois as well. They're all leaf jumping. This is Veitchii cross platykyla from Tom's Carnivores, crossed with Candy Dreams of Red Leaf Exotics. Now they're just starting to show their potential here. Let's see if we can get a better picture of that? It doesn't want to focus in on that for some reason. Never mind, you can sort of see it's getting the stripes and everything like that. Again, these are very variable because I've got 3, and this one, it's not really showing these stripes at the moment, but the inside is very dark to it. So I'm hoping that'll gain the stripes as well, because that'll be lovely. We have got a couple of Palowanensis here. Now this is the latest picture, and it is showing just at the top there is 1 stripe. So I'm hoping that does show signs that it could be a striped. We have got little Andy Smith tenuous here now. This is absolutely lovely. It's very good contrast to the Borneo Exotics one that I've got just behind it, because it's very light and cream. It says creamy colour in comparison to the Borneo Exotics one, which goes quite dark, reddy brown. But I would say, if you use one word to describe tenuous, it would be elegant. They are just elegant pictures. Now, this is the worst one to say. Right, I'm going to get the tag out because we're going to try it. Mantalinganjanensis. I mean, that's close enough. This is a plant that I know a lot of people in the UK group for nepenthes. Absolutely love. It's not a plant you see very often. It's only got the one picture at the moment. It's working on another at the back and another one at the front here. But again, it's just got a really tall bit at the back of the peristome there. It's just a lovely species, and I love this sort of hairy edge you get to the leaf. Probably my favourite leaves of any in the tent. We've got a few jambands, some little seed-grown ones. They've had a repot recently because they weren't doing too great. Now they're just going great guns. Move down to the next shelf. We've got a couple of cuttings. I'm not sure if this one's going to take, but this one already has rooted. That's a Spaphulata cross Hamata, so Spaphmata. We have got an Ulu Caliana at the back there. Vogelii cross ventricosa and a couple of actual Vogelii in front as well. We've got a couple of Trusmardiensis crosses. We've got one with Burb and one with Rob. Just there, they were what I got in on my last order from Borneo Exotics, and they're doing good. This is a cross made by Mark, and this is Veitchii cross Burbigii cross Platykyla. So I think that's got great potential for the future. This is that's the picture on it. So yeah, I'm hoping that'll look really nice. At the back there we've got Sibuyanensis cross Veitchii cross Lowii. Now that's the smaller plant. I've got the bigger one over here, and this is a mate called Andy. This is his favourite plant, I think, in my tent, but you're not having it. And as they age, I think they just get better. I mean, this picture has been on here for, I reckon, 5 to 6 months now, and all it does is just get more red. It doesn't lose a striping though. The stripes just go darker and it stays with it. There's a lot of pictures that you get the stripes and then it goes so dark that you can't see it. It's just an awful shame. You lose it. So I don't really like that sort of trait in some. This had a hard repot 2 months ago, and this is the first new picture on it. This is Burbigii cross Campanulata. Now this, the camera doesn't always pick it up. It looks more greeny on the camera, I think, there, but it's actually really creamy in colour, and it just makes a massive contrast to all the other pictures I've got in here. There's nothing really to like other than parts of the Burbigii, and that's it. So I bought 3 plants of Veitchii cross Mira cross Burb cross Eddie, and they are all different. This is plant number 1. The peristome stays really light green on the inside and then goes red on the outside. This is plant 2, where, sorry about this, you won't be able to see it until I pull it out, but it's just, well, I didn't like this one until these last couple of pictures, but look at that, it just goes red, and it's just, yeah, it's stunning. I really like that now. It was the one out of the 3 I was going to get rid of, but I don't think I can get rid of any of them because they're all lovely. And this one, it did lose its lid. I caught it. But this is the only one that shows the stripes. And again, absolutely lovely. So I think I'm going to have to keep all 3. It's going to be hard to keep everything, and I know I won't be able to, but I'll just have to sell some duplicates and just let my favourites sort of get bigger. The others I'll have to chop up when they start viling and start with basils again. So this, I was talking about plants that don't seem to do well for me. Now this has had a hard repot, and actually since then the brand new leaf is looking really nice, and the growth point's looking great. But you see the 2 old leaves. This is Burbigii cross Rob Cantley. Now I know a lot of people don't have a problem growing it. It just hates me. It always has. But like I say, since the hard repot, it seems to be doing okay. We've got a Meriliana. That's the first picture we've had on it just there. This came to me and wasn't in a great condition, and it stayed in stasis for about 6 months, until about a month ago it started putting leaves out. So the older redder leaves are the ones it came with, and then it's just putting out some nice leaves now. We've got a Burbigii just there. We have got a load of jambands, dubias, argentii, So these are ones that I ordered in from BCP. Got them in November, and they're all sort of acclimatised now and starting to look good. The Peltata Cross Veitchii Cross Lowii, I think. Yep, there. That the striping on it is absolutely stunning. Really love that plant. It didn't look anything special when I first got it, but it's getting better and better as it goes. But the leaves, so dark. That Peltata influence is very much there. With a couple of truncasts over the back here. Got the Mount Pacian, is it, I believe. And I don't know what the other one's called. We have got, that's a little Sibcross Rob. The biggest plant in my tent is the other Sibcross Rob. This here is a Burbidea Cross Edwardsiana. Now this is just put on its first proper picture in my care, so I'm hoping we get a really nice picture on that. These are the leaves since from there, the leaves since it's been in my care, so they're the older ones. I'm thinking it's looking really good now. Really happy with that. We have got here, this is this one here is Veitchii Cross Raja. No, the reverse, Raja Cross Veitchii. It is working on an absolute monster of a picture. The tendril on that at the bottom is actually thicker, or as thick as the Burbidea Edwardsiana stem just there. And it has actually got a picture on here that opened a couple of months ago, if not longer actually. And it's a shame because it's hidden down the back here, but it's an absolute beauty. And the peristome opened, it was a really bright pink and really flared, and then obviously it pulls back and puts these ridges into the peristome, makes it look, you know, that's very Raja like. And the way it just sits back like that, absolutely love this plant. This is just, I mean, it's one of the bigger plants in my collection. You can see it, it's getting massive now. Next to that, my favourite picture in the tent at the moment, Burbidea. This opened last week. Again, I don't think it really picks up how cream it is. It adds a little bit of yellow to it, but it's very light and creamy coloured in real life. Absolutely stunning lid on it, and just a really good sized picture as well. And that's off of this plant here, which is, well, it's getting to a really good size. Another tendril there, and another good picture forming just there as well. We have got another sort of more common one, Linda, but this thing, well, it just keeps so many pictures. It's nice to have in the tent. This is the big Sibcross Rob. Now this plant is massive, so it goes, that's all one plant, and then down the bottom it's got 3 basils, and there's just pictures absolutely everywhere. There's one there, big one there, 2 in the background there. I think we've got them forming in the trays. There's some, I think, yep, under there. They are absolutely everywhere, but it's a cracking plant. Then I think we're moving down to lower shelf. I do apologise how quick I've sort of rushed through this, but I don't want it to be a 2-hour long video. I can go through shelves more specifically if you want. If you say, oh, can you do a video of this shelf, for instance, your bottom shelf or the top shelf, I can do a more in-depth one. Or if there's any plants you want to see more in depth that you may have just spotted through the video, or ones that I've kind of have shown but not very well, just say, oi, show me that plant better, and I will do my best to try and get a video up of that. We are in a little bit of a weird situation at the moment. We unfortunately lost the bottom half of our house to a flood a couple of months ago, so I'm not actually living here with the plants at the moment, but I'm over here every day because I have to obviously keep an eye on stuff, check it, water ones that need watering and so on. So yeah, it's a bit hard at the moment, but in a month's time when we're back in the house, it will be a lot easier to sort of make videos. And yeah, I'm just hoping you don't mind my waffling on, and actually that you want to see a bit more of the collection. So let's have a look at a few bits we've got down here. Ampullaria cross Aristolochioides. There you go. That's one of the worst ones for saying for me. I just always get in the wrong order. But I really like that plant. They come out green, and as they age, they actually go a lot more reddy brown, which is nice. We've got a Robert Martyr over the back here. Really, really nice. I'm not the biggest fan of Hamatas. I only have 2 hybrids with Hamata in my tent, which is the Rob Martyr there, and I've got a Spath Martyr over here. And I'm just not the biggest fan of them. The teeth that I like the teeth of Velosa. For me, the teeth on Hamata are just too long and papery thin, and I can't stand their uppers. So yeah, it's not one for me. But the Rob Martyr is really nice because when it opens, in fact I have actually got one that's just open. Let's see if I have to crawl into this tent. This is the issue, and I'm not exactly the smallest person in the world. So let's see if we can get this. So we've got see if we can get the big one in. There you go, there's the big picture there. So nice dark peristome, but I don't know if we can get it. Let's see, let me move the phone round. That'll probably be the easiest way to do it. When they first open, can we get it? There we go. They're very, very green actually, the teeth and peristone on them. They're very light and very green, and then as time goes on they actually darken up. And I like them at all stages. I like how light the body of the picture stays in comparison to how dark the peristome goes. It's a nice contrast on it. It's real sort of creamy meets brown. So yeah, we have a Flava cross Sib, or the reverse here. I very much love these sort of points you get on peristomes, which is why I do like Rajas and stuff like that. For me, just absolutely lovely, and obviously it's something that Flava puts in. We've got a Spath cross Spectabilis there. I'm not too sure about that plant. I can't decide if I like it or not, so we'll see, I suppose. We've got a few more Argentii and bits like that have come from the BCP order that I did, and a few. There are actually some little Jambans and some little Palawanensis down here. Now, I know I did say the Burbigiae is my favourite picture in the tent at the moment, but why can you not have 2? Why can you not have 2 favourites? So there we go. Now, do I dare? This is Lowii cross Veitchii cross Boschiana cross Maxima cross Veitchii cross Maxima, is it? VMV? Yes. No, Veitchii. Let me say that again. I've totally ruined that. It is Lowii cross Veitchii cross Boschiana cross Veitchii cross Maxima cross Veitchii. There you go. I'm not as good as Dom at Redleaf, but then he said it a million times. So, you know, maybe I'll get better as I go along. But yeah, that is a plant that came in from EP, and it is really starting to get to a nice size now. We've got the Truncata alba at the back here. Let's see if we can get this camera around to get you a nice view of the picture. Lovely, lovely picture. That picture's about 1 foot long, so it's still got a lot of room for growth. We have got the little Aristolochioides, that was a bit better, section here. We've got 4 of them, 3 from BCP, which have settled in really nicely, opening new pictures, and 1 of the Andy Smith clones. We have got, this is an Alisa Petrana, but it could be back crossed with Burb, and I think it probably is with the way it looks, because the other Alisa Petrana is here and looks completely different. Now, I know pictures change as the plant gets bigger, but that's more looking like one. We have got a little Attenborii just here. There is a Raja there, a Velosa cross Veitchii. Then we've got Raja and some Rafflesianas that came in on the last import. You can see they've got a bit of cold damage, but the new leaves are coming out a lot better. So I'll just close it. We've got a couple of Rajas there, and then the Wistuba villosa. This is growing really nicely. I've had this about 8 months now, I think, around that. And it's put probably about 8 leaves out, so it's not doing too bad considering I'm not giving it ideal conditions. And I think that I'm going to sort of end that here because it's half an hour of me waffling. And if you've made it this far listening to me, then well done, to be honest. So this is my collection. It is a 4 foot by 4 foot by 6 foot 6 Mars Hydro tent with a Mars Hydro TS1000 at the top and some Blaster T5s under the shelves. The shelving is just shelving from Amazon, and I did, you know, I sort of measured stuff out to get the maximum shelving in here that I could. And yeah, so this is my, I call it a little collection. I know it's not really a little collection, but it's little in comparison to most of you guys out there with these big tents or big greenhouses in your gardens. You know, in comparison to them, it is a tiny collection, but I'm really happy with it, and I'm really happy with the state of it at the moment. So if there is any particular plant that you want to see, or any particular shelves you want me to go over in more detail, just sort of let me know and I will see what I can do. But I'm just going to end this here with one more little look of this, and it's the last thing I see when I close the tent. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will be back with a new one soon. Bye.